Let's find the perimeter and the area for the figure. A rectangle with length of 5 3/8 centimeters and width of 2 1/4 centimeters. To do this, let's begin by drawing a rectangle. We've drawn the rectangle, and in this figure, let's label the length and the width. The length, the horizontal side, we'll label as L equals 5 3/8 centimeters, cm. And the width, the right side, we'll label as 2 1/4 cms. Next, let's find the perimeter and the area of this rectangle. Using a formula on the right for our rectangle here with L and W, the area, the material on the inside, is L times W. And the perimeter, the lengths added up around it, would be the formula perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. So first, let's find the perimeter. So writing the formula down, P equals for perimeter would be the formula 2L plus 2W, where L is 5 3/8 and W is 2 1/4. So we'll replace these variables with these numbers. So the formula becomes P equals 2 times 5 3/8 plus 2 times 2 1/4. For us to nicely figure this problem out, let's first convert these two mixed numbers, 5 3/8, 2 1/4, to improper fractions. Then we'll multiply both by 2 and add the resulting fractions up. So to convert 5 3/8 or 2 1/4, to do this, we'll multiply the denominator by the whole part and add to the numerator. In other words, 8 times 5, and then add that to 3, and write that over the denominator of 8. So 8 times 5 plus 3, and then write that over 8. On our second fraction, we'll multiply 4 times 2, and then add that to 1. 4 times 2 added to 1 over 4. Writing all the other symbols down, we'll have a 2 in front of each one of these, 2 times. That we're adding these up, and that this is P equals, the perimeter. Next, let's simplify within our fractions, our parentheses. So 8 times 5 is 40, plus 3 is 43 over 8. So our perimeter becomes 2 times 43 over 8 plus 2 times 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4. So next, we see that we can actually reduce each one of these pairs of fractions by multiplying next before adding. And 2 and 8 will be reduced. How? We'll write 2 as 2 over 1. 2 goes into itself once and into 8 4 times. We should just leave it this way. Now we'll do the other one. 2 goes into 4 twice and into 4 twice. So our perimeter becomes 1 times 43 over 4 plus 1 times 9 over 2. We realize that we might have wanted to leave it as 4 for a common denominator, but in order to add fractions, we need common denominator. So we'll multiply our second fraction by 2 over 2 so that we will have a common denominator of 4 in both fractions to add. So our first fraction remains the same, 43 over 4, since it already has common denominators, but we'll multiply our second fraction by 2 over 2 so that our denominator will be 4. 9 times 2 is 18. Now that we have two fractions with same denominators, we can add the numerators. 43 plus 18 will become 61 over 4. Our perimeter, in terms of an improper fraction, is 61 quarters. Since the problem started off as a mixed number, let's write our answer as a mixed number. That means converting 61 quarters to a mixed number, and to do this, we'll divide 4 into 61. 4 goes into 60 15 times, with a remainder of 1 left over out of 4. So our perimeter is 15 1/4. Looking back in our figure, what this means is that if we add all the sides up, the total length, the perimeter, would be 15 1/4 centimeters, since we measure length in terms of centimeters in this problem. So our answer for perimeter is 15 1/4 centimeters. Next, let's go back and now find the area of this rectangle. The area formula for a rectangle is length times width. So we'll first write down the formula, A equals L times W. And since our length is 5 3/8 centimeters and width is 2 1/4 centimeters, let's plug these numbers into our formula. So this will become 5 3/8 multiplied by 2 1/4. In order to multiply these expressions together again, let's first, again, convert these two mixed numbers to improper fractions. Since we've already done the work, let's use it from before. So our area is 5 3/8 converted to 43/8. 43/8 multiplied by 2 1/4 converted to 9/4. That saved us some time. For us to find the area, we need to multiply these two fractions, so we'll multiply numerators and denominators together. So area equals 43 multiplied by 9 over 8 times 4. Now 8 times 4 is not bad, that's 32. But 43 times 9, we need to use long multiplication to find this answer. So on our right, 43 multiplied by 9, 9 times 3 is 27, carry the 2. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 2 more is 38. As an improper fraction, our area becomes 387 over 32. But since our problem started off as mixed numbers, maybe we should write our answer as a mixed number as well. So let's convert 387 into 32. Let's convert 387 32ths into an improper mixed number. So to do that, we'll long divide 32 into 387. 32 doesn't go into 3, so we'll write a 0. But 32 does go into 38 one time. So 38, 1 times 32 becomes 32. Subtracting that, 38 minus 32 is 6. Bringing down the 7, we realize that 32 goes into 67 twice. 2 times 32 is 64. Subtracting this, we have a remainder of 3. That remainder of 3 we'll write as 3 over what we were dividing by, 32. So our area as a mixed number will become 12 and 3 over 32. What this means is the material on the inside of our rectangle, all this material here, will become a total area of 12 and 3/32 square centimeters. So our area for this problem is 12 and 3/32 square centimeters, and our perimeter was 15 1/4 centimeters. And that's our answer.